What's up, brothers and sisters? It is Saturday, day 4, and it is almost midnight. That means I still have time to put this video up if I'm really quick and still call it day 4. Um, I wanted to say that it has been a normal Saturday, and yet I've done my Lenten stuff. So let's talk about that. I'm Rachel. Just want to introduce myself. This is me being accountable to my Lenten excitements. I will link down below my first video about my excitements and what I'm doing for them. But I do want to say that it's working. So this is exciting. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning of the day. I slept in, it was so great. And then I went out to Kroger and got me some food because God knows that we haven't been able to really go out because snow. So that was necessary. I came back and decided I needed to work on my project for work. And so I just took time, and I'm one of those people where like I can't do like an overview. Like I have to do little tiny details first. I have to do like the setup with the little tiny details, and then I can go back and make sure that everything I want is in there. I would be the worst author. I Nothing would make sense. Anyways, so that took me forever, and I'm still not finished with it. It was 8 o'clock, and I said to myself, "Oh, it was a good day. I didn't really do much, but it was a good day." And then I thought, oh, I haven't worked out. I haven't done my scripture reading. I was like, oh. And then I was like, do I have to though? Like, it's the weekend. Now, this is ridiculous that I thought about that. Like, oh, it's the weekend. I can take that time off. No, like this is Lent. Hello. There is a reason that yes, it might be the weekend that I don't have to work. It doesn't mean that I get to take a break from working out. So, and doing my scripture and fasting, but we're not fasting on the weekend. Anyways, I so I thought to myself, "Oh my goodness. I I guess I won't work out today. And I won't put up a video." And I'm like, "The video. The video." And so you guys kept me accountable. It's it. That's it. That's the only reason I got up. I literally kept my jeans on. That's how much I was like, I'm just gonna get up and start moving. Put a YouTube video on and just did it. Um, and it didn't take as long, and it wasn't as painful, but it also, I don't think, was as intense. So there's that. But again, I want to say that this is the only reason I did it. So it's working. I'm so happy. But it's only day 4, but I did it. And then I did want to say that I have my Bible right here. So I am going to do that after we get done. It might be midnight by the time I do it, but hey, you know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Um, and one of the things that I talked about yesterday that I wanted to do was talk about my journey starting intermittent fasting. I started intermittent fasting maybe a year and a half ago, I think, and want to say I lost 20 pounds. I lost 20 pounds in like maybe 4 months or something. So that was like great. I really wasn't changing anything. I was just being more deliberate. And one of my big things is I am a researcher. I want to know why I'm doing something, or else I'm not going to put everything I have into it. So I read a whole bunch of medical articles. I work in the hospital system. I understand um, not every medical terminology, but I am a medical professional. Like, I know more things than if I just randomly was not a medical professional. Anyways, so I knew how to read research articles pretty well, and I knew which ones were good and which ones were bad, which ones didn't have great outcomes, but they were like kind of lying about it. And so I realized that, this is, there's a lot of fruit involved, not fruit, metaphorical fruit. There's a lot of good things that come out of intermittent fasting when it's appropriate. Um, it's something definitely to talk to your healthcare provider about. It's definitely something to slowly get into. I started just cutting off at 6 p.m. Easy peasy, right? And then I had classes up basically until noon. And so that was like 16 hours. And I came back and it was just easy. I was able to just eat and go with it. And slowly but surely, I went from eating between noon and 6 to eating between noon and 4, and then basically eating one meal a day, um, which was really healthy for me. Like I was eating better and I was appreciating my food better. So that was really good for me. The problem is that about a year ago, our world went into a crisis of pandemic, and I ended up going home during school because everything was virtual. And my mom makes great meals, and it's just great. And so it was really hard for me to intermittent fast and to only have one meal a day. So I actually gained back all of that weight, which is super disappointing. Um, and it wasn't one of those things where like, oh, if you stop exercising, you're gonna gain all that weight back. It wasn't because intermittent fasting didn't work. It was because I was not eating in moderation anymore. There was a lot of anxiety in my life on so many levels. So, and I wasn't being active. Like, we were just sitting around doing nothing because there was nothing that we could do. Anyways, so that's how I really got into intermittent fasting, and I I never really did the um, alternate day fasting, so that's kind of what I'm going for in this Lenten season, and I really enjoyed it this week. I mean, it was only 2 days, Wednesday and Friday, but I think it's going to be a really good thing for me to do. Um, and you guys have kept me accountable to working out. Like, I'm looking over there and I'm like, oh gosh, I really did just work out. So um, that's great. And then I'm gonna read my Bible next. Tomorrow, um, tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't know what my plan is, but I do know that I might have a surprise coming. So we'll talk about that. God bless everyone. I hope your Lent is going fantastic. Sorry this was so long.